It's Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, and this is a meeting of the Plan Commission of the City of West Bend. More than 24 hours in advance of this meeting, notice of the time, place, date, and subject matter of the meeting was posted in accordance with Wisconsin state statute. I would ask if we please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all.
We do recognize a quorum of the Plan Commission with all members here and present. We've got several items on the agenda tonight, the first being approval of the minutes of our Plan Commission meeting on April 5th, 2023. I'll entertain a motion for that.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Justice and Jed. Any comments, questions, corrections? If not, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. As we get into the development proposals tonight, I'm going to ask Jim to take letters A and B kind of together and explaining what they're about in the discussion, and we can obviously have discussions and questions with Jim. And then both of those two items need public hearing tonight, and we do need to take those two hearings separately. So with that, we'll take care of A and B and turn it over to Jim.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So the first item that I'm going to explain is the comprehensive plan. Back in March of this year, the Plan Commission reviewed a request for a change of the land use plan for approximately 0.3 acres of land, which is located on the north side of Decorah Road, just west of the Eisenbahn Trail. The Plan Commission set the public hearing for tonight to hear any comments or concerns from the public regarding the change. The purpose of the change is to help accommodate the redevelopment of this area. The cemetery, which is located to the west of this property, acquired the property and are looking to add it to their existing property for future expansion. So we're requesting the Plan Commission to review the land use change from the industrial legacy use that we have out there to a government and institutional use, which would be appropriate for the use of the cemetery. To help foster the redevelopment of this area. Staff has reviewed the request and feels that the change for government and institutional land use is appropriate and compatible with the area. The public notice has been published in the paper along with it being posted at City Hall, the library, and on the city's website. Staff also notified everyone who owned property within 200 feet. We only received one general inquiry, and they expressed no concerns to the change in the land use. If the Plan Commission finds the land use to be acceptable for the change, we ask that the Plan Commission approve the resolution that's attached acknowledging that change. And then as a follow-up, the second part is a zoning change. This would actually change the zoning out on that property. Currently, it's M2 heavy industrial, and are looking to change it to the I1 institutional use. Again, this is to help facilitate with the redevelopment of that area and to make it appropriately zoned for a cemetery use. Again, the property's owners within 200 feet were notified of the public hearing. We received one general inquiry, again, with no objections. So staff would recommend the change from the M2 heavy industrial use to the I1 institutional use to the Common Council for final approval.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jed.
We would be creating an island in that strip of industrial. Now, will that impact the usability of what's left as industrial if property ownership flips to some other user, or will we follow a doctrine, or will the city follow the doctrine that the industrial was there first, so the cemetery can't complain that the adjoining use is incompatible with them?
You are correct. The current owners would have the right for under their current uses for the current property. The industrial site to the north is vacant and has been. It's an environmentally compromised site, so the chances of it being reused for industrial is relatively slim. We don't think that the change to an institutional consistent with what's to the west of the cemetery causes a problem, and it's not part of that site, so it shouldn't impact that site and its potential redevelopment. The uses to the south are a mixture of commercial and light industrial, even though it's zoned the same with the heavy industrial. Again, it's legacy uses. It's transitioned to more and more commercial to the south, and it doesn't have any impact from this, in our opinion.
Okay.
He basically asked, question answered.
Okay, very good. Any more questions for staff? On item A1, discussion and public hearing for a change in the recommended land use for industrial to government and institutional in the 2020 comprehensive plan for the city of West Bend for approximately 0.3 acres of land located north of West Decorah Road, west of the Eisenbahn State Trail by City of West Bend Department of Development, with the applicant being the City of West Bend Department of Development. I will open this up for a public hearing. If anybody would like to address the Plan Commission, please come to the podium.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion to close by Justice and Mike. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. On item 4B, a zoning amendment, ZA 23-0, excuse me, thank you. It is time to take action on item A1, which we just had the public hearing for. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
Thank you, Chris. Second by Justice. Any comments, questions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. On item 4B, a zoning amendment for ZA 23-002, a public hearing for a zoning amendment request to rezone approximately 0.3 acres of land located on the north side of West Decorah Road, west of the Eisenbahn State Trail, from M2 Heavy Industrial District to I1 Institutional and Public Service District by Holy Angel Cemetery. The applicant is Holy Angel Cemetery, and the agent is Parish Survey and Engineering. I would like to open a public hearing on this item. If anybody from the public wishes to address the Plan Commission, please come to the podium and be heard.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion to close by Justice and Mike. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I will now entertain a motion on the action of item B1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Justice, second by Scott. Any comments, questions? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to item 4C, which is a certified survey map. Are you taking that one?
Take that one again.
Great.
Thank you. So this certified survey map is located on the south side of Sand Drive, just west of 301 Sand Drive. The purpose of the CSM is to create two separate lots for ownership purposes. Earlier this year, the site plan was conditionally approved for the coordinated development of an institutional and multifamily residential development. Between the two lots, the zoning is I1 institutional and public service district, along with RM4 multifamily residential and non-shoreland wetland. The lot number 1 is going to be approximately 6.9 acres and is zoned the institutional with non-shoreland wetlands, and lot 2 is approximately 7.9 acres and zoned the RM4 multifamily. The CSM being proposed identifies multiple purpose easements on lot 2, which are going to be created by separate documents to include for shared access, sanitary sewer, and water main. Additional easements will be needed or may be needed for and created by separate documents for the stormwater purposes, since these are all integrated into one development. A developer's agreement will also be needed in order to accommodate the combined developments. Staff would recommend approval of the CSM with the listed conditions.
So the certified survey map, a 2-lot certified survey map redefining lands for future development at Sand Drive by West Bend Senior Partners as the applicant, and the agent is Parish Survey and Engineering LLC. Any discussion on this? Go ahead, Max.
I wanted to point out also that we would need to have an approved stormwater management plan for this development Right now, so it was submitted. We had some review comments, and I don't know if we had the first review or second review, but we're waiting for revisions from the applicant, and so we want to complete this process before, along with the site plan revision. So I wanted to note that in the minutes.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Justice, second by Jed. Any further comments, questions, discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to D, site plans, and we'll start with Site Plan 23-006, a site plan for exterior building renovations at 1116 North Main Street by Dr. Mike Bardenwerper. Applicant is Advanced Focus Eye Care, and the agent is American Architectural Group.
So this site plan approval is for exterior renovations and some minor site modifications. As most people are aware that this building encountered fire damage, and the site plan for tonight being proposed is to show how the building is going to be renovated for the new architectural standards for this building. The site is going to have a few modifications to it. Those will consist of some sidewalk changes along the front of the building by the entrances, along with the south side of the building being the most noticeable area where the foundation is going to be removed, and then the curbing will be replaced as necessary and then stabilized with grass. The architectural building elevations are also being changed, and they are proposing to change the existing siding and change that over to a Dover gray colored lap siding. The brick on the building will remain intact as is. On the south end has the majority of the change, along with the east wall having a significant change. The south wall will be closed off and closed up with siding and add additional windows on that south edge. And the west wall will also have the existing interior gables removed, and then the roof line will just be straight through there. The existing gables on the north and south end of the building will be used as the main entrances for those tenant units, and also identifies sign areas for future signs for the building. Staff would recommend approval of the site plan with the listed conditions.
Thank you, Jim. Justice? Nope.
Make a motion to approve. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Max.
Hi, it's me again. This is again for stormwater management. There is an existing stormwater management permit for this property, but because of the change of condition, we will need an amendment, which we had sent in our review comments. We need an amendment to that permit, so it won't be a full stormwater management analysis, but we need to document the change of condition to the site for moving forward future development or whatever. So I wanted to add that as one of the conditions.
And understanding this is all green space is going to be in front where the restaurant was?
Yes.
That's what it looks like. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, Jed.
Can't quite tell from the renderings, so I just want to make sure, are there going to be two entrances? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll say it again. I'm trying to tell from the renderings, but I can't quite make it out. Are there going to be two entrances or the one on the north side? Because I'm trying to see if the handicap parking is in between them, which is fine if that's the case. But if it's just the one entrance to the north, then the handicap look like it's a little far away.
Yeah, the handicap is actually in the middle. So you got the entrance on the south end, and then also the entrance in the north end. So the handicap is kind of split right in between the two of them.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that's what was going on. And the other thing is, I almost hesitate to bring it up. There's going to be a lot of parking for the reduced size building. It might look a little funny, but on the other hand, it's not reasonable that they reduce the parking, and we probably don't normally care if they have too much parking.
Yeah, additional parking isn't the problem. I mean,
Yeah.
again, there, in the future, if, a different owner has the building and they decide to add on, it would have the additional parking there already.
Right, right, and I wasn't saying they should remove it. It's a lot of parking, fine.
Any other comments, questions, discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Jed, second by Scott. Any further comments, questions, discussion? Justice?
I just know, I'm a barber up in the Barton area, and of course I get a lot of people that are coming up to me and coming from out of town, and it's just been kind of a issue for a number of months. I just wanted to make sure people are aware. If you haven't gone up in that area today, you wouldn't know that it's really being taken care of, and this is going to be a nice looking building, and it's over.
That's a very true statement.
It was just a sad thing, you know
Yes.
what I mean? I think we're ready to move on. So
Yep.
thank you, whoever's dealing with that.
Yep.
I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And this is Dr. Bardenwerper sitting right here in front of us tonight.
Okay.
And,
Good
I wasn't
job.
sure.
A very
Good job.
unfortunate situation, and it's taken a long time to get to this point, and I wish you, I'm sure the whole Plan Commission and city wishes you the best of luck. Well, thanks for being here tonight. We'll move on to item D2, which is another site plan, Site Plan 23-007. It's for a 75,000 square foot industrial building located south on Forge Place, east of River Road, by Kettle Moraine Metal Products. Kettle Moraine Metal Products is the applicant, and the agent is Designed to Construct.
Thank you. So this site plan is for an industrial building for a metal fabrication and office facility for the Kettle Moraine Metal Products. The property is a 9-acre site zoned M2 heavy industrial. The site plan identifies a screened refuse area along with a covered storage metal bin area on the south side of the building. The site plan also identifies future expansion areas for parking, building addition, and other asphalt areas to the south and east of the building. The future expansion areas will require future approvals by Plan Commission as they progress for their expansions. The site, to begin with, has access to Forge Place. 44 standard parking and 2 barrier-free parking stalls are being provided, which would be adequate for the largest work shift of the facility. The sanitary sewer and water laterals will be obtained from Forge Place that were installed as part of the contract that we had for developing Forge Place. The stormwater management plan will be required for the development. The stormwater concepts have been designed to drain the site to the west to the regional pond that exists. The site grades generally drain from the south and west to the stormwater facilities. A lighting plan has been provided for the development and will consist of LED wall-mounted lighting along with bollard lighting and 25-foot tall light poles, which all conform to the zoning requirements of the code. Signage for the development will consist of 3 building signs, one on the north, south, and west sides. Staff has no concerns with the locations of it, but prior to the installation of these signs, sign applications will need to be approved prior to those installations. A landscaping plan has also been provided and provides adequate plantings along the foundation, the parking areas, and also throughout the site. There will be some modifications needed to the landscape plan. We have some plantings on the northern edge that are located actually within our city right-of-way that will have to be moved southward onto the site. But other than that, the landscaping itself conforms to the requirements of our zoning code. The architectural building elevations, the materials will consist of a light gray, dark gray, and blue combination precast concrete panel on the north, south, and west walls. The east wall will be a temporary metal insulated panel, which will be light gray, same color as the architect or the panels, the concrete panels. And this is a temporary wall that we use in the future as an expansion area. Staff would recommend approval of the site plan with the listed conditions.
Go ahead, Mike.
First of all, I want to say, I think the building looks outstanding. I mean, it's a real plus out that area, so you did a great job, I think, so.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Justice and Mike. Any comments, questions, discussion?
Ditto on that, and it's really a great family that's coming in and bringing all their kids with them. You guys are wonderful. This looks great. I can't wait to get going on it.
Yep.
Thank you.
You better approve it first before you start. I'll call the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Kim, Rick. Best of luck to you, and we can't wait to start seeing it go up. So, with that, there's no more business before the Plan Commission, and I will adjourn by the call of the chair.